Jeff in Akron, Ohio.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Oh, good. How are you?
All right.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you guys. I would like to start by, I'd like to make a positive claim, and that is that over the past 500 years, everything where it was originally a mystery of the universe, a mystery of the unknown, has been found to have a natural cause. And so...
not... Some things have not had a cause found. I mean,
right.
let's
I
be
assume
clear
that
that a lot of things are unknown.
But I assume he was talking about within the subset of things that where the cause has been found.
Of things that we know.
Yeah.
Things that we know, where it was a mystery of the universe originally,
Yep.
and then the cause was found, it was always a natural cause. It's always been a natural cause that caused that thing to occur. And so there really is no justification for believing in a supernatural cause, because never in the history of the universe and the history of the past 500 years has there ever been a case where there was something that was unknown, a mystery of the universe, and we found that it had a supernatural cause.
I'm gonna put my theist hat on for a minute.
I was going to say you can take it one step further than that, but you please.
Yeah,
go first.
and I'm gonna say maybe that's because we only have the means to detect causes that are natural, and things that are supernatural. Oh, I feel dirty.
Yeah, Russell.
Things that are supernatural are just too beyond comprehension for our human minds.
You think that's the dodge they use? I can't say that I've
That's
ever
what
heard
I
that.
would expect somebody to say.
But wait,
mysterious ways.
But wait, I'm arguing that I can't believe I'm arguing against you. But if there is a supernatural cause for something that was originally a mystery of the universe, then where's the evidence for that supernatural cause? Where's the evidence which proves that thing was caused supernaturally?
Well, you would have
That's
to have
where faith comes in.
You would have to have some kind of criterion. You'd have to have some sort of, definition of supernatural that made sense in a kind of, scientific, investigative manner, and
right.
you would have to have. You'd have to have an understanding of what would be the criteria by which we distinguish a supernatural from a natural thing, and I don't think that we have that. But when I was saying that you can take your whole question a step further, let's say we discovered evidence of a thing that people have believed in for a long time that's a supernatural thing. Let's say we find out evidence of ghosts, right?
Mm.
Well, guess what happens? Ghosts are no longer supernatural. If we actually discover them, they are simply one more thing in our natural world about which we previously did not have knowledge.
Right.
But
and that's
so
why I
the
say
supernatural will, even if we discover the supernatural, it just gets added to the natural. Welcome to the natural world, ghosts.
Everything has a natural cause. That's my point.
I don't think you. I mean, even as an atheist, I don't think you can go that far.
Well, it would be the things that you might attribute to supernatural causes, you ask the believer in those, all right, well then please describe to me how you arrived at that conclusion, and they don't. I mean, they either say what you said.
I mean, I will be the first to agree that theists absolutely never present a compelling case or even a coherent definition of what they mean by supernatural.
Like there's this bozo who you see on the History Channel all the time, a guy named Graham Hancock, and
I thought you were going to say Giorgio Tsoukalos,
well,
the alien
too,
guy.
But aliens would be natural. But
Okay,
anyway, this Graham Hancock has. I remember seeing him on one of these bogus History Channel shows, and he came out and was acting over saying something to the effect that science is really limited because it insists upon only taking into account what can be observed and what can be studied and what can be quantified and
never takes into account the shit I make up.
Yes, it says science should be more open to things that you can't quantify and observe. And so my immediate question that I'm yelling at the television is, dude, how do you even propose to study them then? If you say something can't be observed, can't be quantified, can't be studied, can't be cataloged, you can't experiment with it or test it.
Exactly.
How do you study it at all? How do you draw any conclusions about it? I mean, what's the difference between something that you can't see, can't study, can't observe in any way, shape, or form, and some bullshit that you've just made up? What's the difference?
Here is something that I've said before when I've given talks on skepticism.
Mystery public speaker again.
Stop it.
His greatness is absorbing into my thing.
But even if it turned out that there were real supernatural things in the world somehow, it would still be right to be skeptical of supernatural claims. Because if somebody says they can talk to the dead, for instance, but you can't talk to the dead, but you talk to some medium like Sylvia Browne, let's say, you would need to know the difference between Sylvia Browne just spouting platitudes that she thinks you want to hear and actually contacting your dead ancestors. Because it could be that Sylvia Browne, let's all stretch our imaginations, she's just preying on your desire to talk to your dead relatives and actually just taking all your money and making stuff up off the top of her head, even if your dead relatives can talk to you.
You know, I guess I'm going to Google this right now. Has any other psychic like James von Prague so far claimed to have spoken to Sylvia Browne from the afterlife? Has anyone done that? I'm going to look that up.
Okay.
I would just like to make one more.
You see my point. I wouldn't make a blanket claim that everything is definitely not supernatural, but I would say I'm not going to believe in whatever you say the supernatural thing is until you can clearly define it and until you come up with a way to distinguish between that thing and some huckster who is just selling that thing.
I just want to make one more comment, and then I'll let you guys go.
Okay.
Okay. My positive claim is that everything has a natural cause.
Prove it.
Everything that has been proven everything that has been a mystery of the universe, which we have then solved, has a natural cause, and so everything in the future will also have a natural cause. That's my positive claim.
That is kind of the black swan fallacy.
I want to challenge any theist to prove that my claim is false.
No, you're just doing the same thing that a theist would do by saying, I claim that a God exists, prove me wrong. You don't just get to say, I assert this thing, prove me wrong. That's not actually how science and evidence works.
But you see,
hang on a second, though. Listen.
Yeah.
But you see, I have evidence of all of the things that were mysteries of the universe that were assumed to be supernatural, and then they were discovered to have natural causes.
You have a pattern, but you don't necessarily have blanket justification to say that there is definitely not something undiscovered there.
Yeah, I mean that's what Russell was pointing out with like the black swan fallacy, where it says, since every swan we've ever seen in all of the history of swans has been a white swan, therefore there will never be a black swan. You can't rule something. What it would make more sense to say would be something like, because in the past every unknown has turned out to have a natural explanation once it has been explained, it is likely to assume that future discoveries of unknown things are more likely to have a natural explanation than otherwise.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
That would be the way to put it, but I don't
that's
think.
Perfect.
Yeah, that would be the more.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Anyway.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thanks
no
for
problem.
calling. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay, that is working.